Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that like button and share this video, and I will be back for more videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good rest of your day. Morning, noon, or night, whenever you're watching it. Just have a blessed day. Hey everybody, what's poppin'? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Chance, and I am here for another video. And today, I'm feeling like silvery, like a little bit smoky, silvery kind of vibes. So we shall see how this comes along. But first things first, I'm gonna start with my eyes, because I feel like that's just the vibe I'm going with today. So I'm gonna start with my eyes, and I am just going to be taking a little bit of tape and applying that on my I'll just show you. Going to be applying it on the outer part of your eye so you can get that cat eye effect. Okay, so now that we have applied our tape, now I am just gonna go in with some concealer to prime my eyelids. Okay, so I am gonna go into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and the first color I am going to be taking is this burnt orange color right here. And just going to be placing that in the crease. Now for my next color, I am going to be taking the same palette, and I'm going to be taking the raw sienna color just on the same brush. And placing that where we placed that burnt orange color. Just to start giving our eye a bit more depth and definition. I like to do windshield wiper motions, and then I go in and like circular motions and buff it out. I also like to bring the color up into like this front part of my eyebrow, because I have hooded eyes, so I feel like that makes my eye just seem a bit bigger and more awake. Now I'm going to take the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. Oh my god, it smells so good. It smells like straight up peaches. And then now on a more smaller angled fluffy brush, I am going to be taking the color Puree, which is right here. And I am going to swirl my brush into that. Tap off the excess, and placing this a little bit closer to the lid, not as high as we took those other browns. Again, starting off with the windshield wiper motions, and then slowly buffing it out in small circular motions. Now with the same exact brush, I am going to be taking the color right next to it, and it is called Summer Yum. Fitting because it's a hot girl summer. And placing that where we place the other brown. Just giving our eye once again more depth and definition. Now to deepen that outer corner up a bit more, I am going to be going into my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit. And I am going to be taking the darkest shade right here and slowly begin to darken this outer part of your crease. And I'm focusing that color more on the outer part of the eye. I'm not bringing it in so much. Now I'm going in with a medium-sized pencil brush, and I'm going back into that Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. I might be taking Cypress Umber right here, and like I said, on the little pencil brush. And placing that on the outer V of your eye. Now just going back into this brush and then just blending this out. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into the Urban Decay Electric palette, and I am going to be taking the color Revolt. It is this silver color right here, and be taking that on just a flat shader brush, and then spraying it with a little bit of setting spray. And we are gonna plop that onto the lid. Since I do have hooded eyes, I like to bring that color up a bit higher instead of just placing it on the lid. So that way when you're actually like looking straight, you can see the color. Okay, so now I'm going to go into this Morphe 35S palette and going to be taking this gray right here. And going to be placing that wherever we put that other silver. Now going back into that 35S palette, I am going to be taking the darkest black, which is the bottom right color, and we are gonna do a bit of a liner with that. And I'm just picking up that on a Morphe little shadow brush. And then going back into that Modern Renaissance palette and picking up a little bit of that Cypress Umber color, the dark brown on the top right. And tapping that just to smoke it out a bit. Okay, so I quickly just added this Milani Hypnotic Lights in the shade Starlight all over that silver, and I think it just pops it a little bit more. Now I am going to be heading into eyeliner. Now the eyeliner I am going to be using is the Milani Infinite Liquid Eyeliner up to 24 hour. This stuff is amazing. You literally have to like scrub your eye to get it off because it literally does not come off. So we are just going to wing it out. Now we are just going to apply some mascara. Okay, so now we're gonna hop into the face, and first things first, I am going to prime. Primer is what holds your makeup to your face. Think about it like this. If you're painting a house or doing something of that nature, you need primer for the paint to go on smoothly and to like last forever. That's basically what primer does for your foundation and everything else. Now for primer, I'm gonna be going into the Makeup Obsession Picture Perfect Pore Blurring Primer. It is the light pink bottle. I'm putting this right where I have the largest pores, and then whatever's left just all over the face. Okay, so for foundation, I mixed two. I am using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation, and I mixed it with the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear. These two are amazing. Now, it is really not necessary for you to be using two different foundations. This one is just a bit too dark and this is just a bit too light, so I just mix them, and I love the coverage of this, and this just gives you like a nice healthy kind of glow, so that's why I mixed it. But if you're new and you're not really experienced with makeup, you really do not need to mix your foundations. That is optional. I am extra as fuck, so that's what I am doing, and I just put it on a back of a palette, and then I am going to just pick some of that up and dot it all over my face. So now you're looking like a cheetah. I am just going to pick up this IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Complexion Perfection Brush, the number 7 brush. This brush is amazing for blending out your foundation. If you do not have this brush, I recommend you go pick it up. I swear by it. It is the best brush I've used for my foundation. And I don't use brushes for my foundation. I usually use my beauty blender, but ever since I picked this up, it's just magical. And then now I'm just doing it in a stipply motion, really pressing it into the skin so it's one with your skin. Now just going in with my damp beauty blender and just going all over that to make sure there's no lines, there's no nothing. But that brush doesn't really give you brush strokes, but I'm just extra, and I love how the beauty blender just gives you like this airbrushed finish. So I tend just to go over it just for extraness. Now I am going to go into concealer. Now for concealer, I am using the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear, and this is in 320 Porcelain. Now I like a really lifted under eye, so that's why I go in with a really light concealer. And I just make tiger strokes. And then now I'm going to be mixing a little bit of the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in this shade Light. I don't know how to pronounce that other word, but I am running really low on this, and I'm just going to add a bit of this too. I'm going back in with my beauty blender and blending this out. I start from the bottom edge and I work my way up. Now I'm just going to be taking Airspun and taking that same beauty blender and blending everything out, just in case you have creasing. You want to make sure you blend that out before you set it, because if you set it, you're gonna set those creases and you're not gonna be able to fix that later. So look up and blend out one more time, and then go in with that sponge and set it. Now I just take a bit more, and then I place it and I bake the under eye. When you are baking, you are essentially trapping everything that's underneath it, and because your face radiates heat, so when you bake, everything underneath the bake, like your foundation, your concealer, and everything is like cooking essentially, and you're gonna get this flawless appearance that's not gonna crease. It's essentially like bulletproof. Now we are going to highlight the rest of the face. Now, well, my forehead. Now I just do like a rainbow and blend that out. So now I'm going to go in and set the rest of my face, and I am going to be using powder foundation. Now powder foundation is essentially foundation but powder. It's going to give you extra coverage, which we like. And it's also going to set your makeup and make it stay, so that way it doesn't budge and it doesn't move, honey. And I'm just going to be taking a mixture of the Pixie powder foundation and the Smashbox powder foundation. I hit pan, and this is a little too dark and the other one's a little too light, so I just take a mixture of the both, set the rest of your face. I love powder foundations because it's just gonna give you this extra airbrushed appearance. Now just going back in with that beauty blender and pushing all that into the skin. Now just going in with a stippling brush and just lightly sweeping that extra powder we had under our eyes away. Okay, so I'm back and I did my eyebrows off camera, and I used the Maybelline Tattoo Studio eyebrow gel, and this is so amazing. Once you put it on, it does not come off at all. So it is amazing. It's very inexpensive. It's Maybelline. You can find it wherever Maybelline is sold. But I really do recommend this. This is a very good eyebrow product. The only thing is when you do it, it comes in like a lip gloss applicator, and that you're not gonna really get a good brow with this. So I would just recommend like putting it on the back of your hand and like grabbing your brush and then doing it that way. It's phenomenal. And then I just set my brows with the Anastasia Brow Wiz. these two, your eyebrows are not going to move, honey. Now we are going to move on to the rest of the face. Now I am going to bronze up my skin, and for that I am just going to be taking the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer and using this to bronze up my skin. Now to contour the face, I am going to be taking this Maybelline Master Contour Palette, and it's in the light shade, and I'm going to be obviously taking the contour color on a little angled brush like this. I got this from Target. It is like the mermaid brushes. Oh my god, these are so cute, and they actually work really good, so I do recommend these. So if they're at Target still, then you should go get them. Now I am going to contour my cheeks. When you contour, you want to look for your cheekbone. So feel for your cheekbone, and mine is right here. And then if you go under it a little bit, you're gonna feel like a little divot. That is exactly where you're gonna want to place your contour. I am just going to go down the sides of my nose. Now for blush, I am going to be taking MAC Peachy Keen and just on a large fluffy blush brush. And I am going to focus my blush more back here. I like the way that makes I like how it makes my face look. I don't really bring it on the apples of my cheeks so much, because when you smile, your apples or your cheeks are up, but when you're down, when you're like normal, they are like down here, so it's gonna like drag your blush down and make your face look like saggy in a way. So and then now with the same brush, just going over and blending everything. Okay, so I quickly just threw on some lashes off camera because I had to take care of a phone call really quick. But now we are gonna move on to highlight. One of my favorite parts to do. And I'm just gonna be going into the Sleek Cosmetics highlighting palette in Solstice, and I am going to be taking the purpley shade in the top right corner, and I'm just gonna be taking that on a Sigma tapered highlighter F35, I believe, and we are just going to highlight the face. Where you want to highlight on the top of your cheekbone. I used to go like all up in here, and sometimes I do that, but highlight is supposed to go on top, so just focus it on the top of your cheekbone and a little bit on the tip of your nose. Okay, so now we're gonna go back into this Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm going to be taking the burnt orange color and begin to apply this to my lower lash line. And then now, just on a small little taper brush, I am going to be going into the raw sienna color and begin to smoke that out a bit more. Now I'm going to be going into my eyeliner, and I am going to be using the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in Perversion. It is their black, and I am going to put this in my lower lash line. Like that. Now we are gonna move on to lippies. I am going to be taking the NYX Cosmetics in Mahogany and line my lips. Line your lips however you like to line your lips. I overdraw, so you do you, boo. Now I'm going to be taking the Kylie Cosmetics liquid lipstick in Candy K and going to be applying that all over. Just like that. Now we are going to go in and set our face. And going in with your beauty blender and pushing that all into the skin. And there you go. This is the final product. So thank you so much for watching this video, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel.